Hello everyone, welcome to a new episode of Café, Chez. Welcome to the stream. I hope you are all doing well. For the moment I'm not seeing a lot of people yet, so let's just wait for some more people to come in. I hope there will be more people joining us tonight. It's going to be a fun episode. We're going to talk about the chickens. As some of you know, there are some developments. So let's just wait for some people to come in and let's start have a fun episode together. So I hope everyone is doing well. Let's see if there's someone in the chat. Hello everyone and welcome to the stream. I hope you are all doing well, that everybody is looking forward to spending a little bit of time together. It's going to be fun. So let me know who you are, where you're watching from. And let's start the conversation. Hola Luis, hello, how are you doing? I'm glad you are here. There's several people watching now, so I think I'll just start the first chunk of the episode. I'm going to show you how it all began with the chickens. The beginning. I've been wanting chickens in the garden for a very long time. We made it happen in March and April 2019, starting by preparing the coop. We leveled the ground and topped it off with pebbles. Then we placed chicken wire and pavement blocks to hold the chicken wire down. The wood was painted with linseed oil. Then we put it together and placed the coop. They would have to stay inside first, so I placed cups of earth and grass for them to have something to eat and do. We placed an extra layer of pavement to cover excess chicken wire. Left it for a while and got these cute girls. They grew fast. It took some time for our dog to get used to them, but it was all right in the end. They were getting bigger every day. It was soon time to start exploring the garden. So we built a meadow for them that we are still using today every so often. July 2019. they started laying their first eggs. Okay, I just see that I forgot to put on the mic again. I was reacting, I was saying hello to Laura. I'm really sorry. This starts out very well. So yeah, thank you for the compliment, Louise. I try to take care of them as well as I can. And hello, Laura. Thank you for joining us. And I'm seeing that there are some other people who've come in. So welcome to everybody. Bienvenue, welcome, willkommen. So yeah, that's how it started with the chickens. They were really tiny. I forgot how tiny they were. I just saw when putting this montage together exactly how tiny they were. So yeah, they've changed a lot. So does anyone have any questions for now, or? Okay, no questions yet. So in that case, I think I'll just go on with what happened next. August 2020, the chickens are doing well. There is a lot of pressure from predators, so we decided to build a run. The original plan was too heavy for the structure, so we adapted it as we went along. On these pictures you can see the wire on the outside. I hid the chicken wire by putting logs and plants on top. I'm happy we built this, it works very well. Okay, so I did forget to put on the microphone again. It's I really have to get used to it better. So yes, Louise, you were asking if I'm selling the eggs. I'm not selling the eggs because you need a permit for that here, I think, and I don't have it. And also, since I don't have a lot of chickens, you know, there are months of the year that there are no eggs at all, so there's no eggs to sell. So yeah, no. For the moment, we don't sell eggs at all. So also, what I was saying when the microphone was off, that we built this because there were a lot of stray dogs in the street at that time, and one of them caught one of the chickens, and fortunately, it wasn't really a stray dog; it belonged to someone. So when I thought, well. Our chickens are very vocal, so when anything happens, anything at all, they start shouting. And so when that happened, they started shouting. So I went outside, I saw the dog, I knew the dog, so I just said, let go. And he did. I think it was more surprise than obedience, but it worked. So yeah, that happened. And then later, about the same time, or perhaps a week or so later, or a few weeks, I don't remember exactly how much time, but it was within the same month anyway. There was a fox, and it was kind of the same story. The fox took one of the chickens, and they all started to shout. And that was the day that we were all there, so we all went outside. And we thought it was too late, the fox got away, but then something walked towards us from the bushes, and it was the chicken. So she was really lucky to get out of the fox's mouth. And then the fox must have let go to get away easier. So yeah, that happened. So that's why we built the, well, I say we built, my husband built the chicken run. So yeah, that's the story behind the chicken run. So, are there any more questions? Something you would like to know about them? So as you can see, it's not the same flock of chickens that the flock of chickens that we have today. So next we're going to see, foxes. There are a lot of foxes here. We're next to the forest. And there are a few times in the year that there are more foxes. They come closer to the houses to feed the young ones. So yeah, it's really a shame. Before I had chickens, I actually loved foxes. I thought they were so pretty, but now I like them a little bit less. I still love them when they're far away from my chickens. They're beautiful, beautiful animals. But yeah. So yeah, this is going to be a bit. This is going to be a bit more emotional. Well, it is for me. Part of what happened next. So as you can tell, the flock changed a lot since that first group of 4 chickens. So let me show you what happened next. We are now in the beginning of 2021. The chickens are doing great. This type of chicken doesn't lay a lot of eggs, so to get more eggs, only one solution: get more chickens. It was difficult right from the beginning. It is normal for chickens to fight each other when they meet to establish pecking order, but these new chickens never got accepted, and I always had to keep them separated. We even had to buy a new chicken coop for them to be able to sleep at night. They always wanted to be near the other chickens, so I got them 2 little companions, and that worked out great. They went along very well together, so now I had 2 groups of 4. They were together all summer and they were very happy. But then the tragedy started. This chicken was always on her own, and one day she was taken by a predator. Shortly after this picture was taken, the chickens in the background fell ill and passed away. They were still living apart for a while, but then they became one group. It is now January 2022. The little chickens have grown into adult chickens, and you can see that they are all getting along very well. It is now January 2023. On New Year's Day, my beautiful, brave little black chicken was taken by a predator. The flock is now back to a group of 4. The other chickens don't lay a lot of eggs anymore, so I do have to add new chickens if I still do want eggs. So in April, we got this little girl to join the flock. They are all doing well, and we got a bigger chicken coop. And fast forward to March 2024, these are this year's editions. So now we are back to 8 chickens, and I hope they will get along. So yeah, that was the story of how we got to the chickens that we have today. Lot of changes, lot of sadness, but the chickens that are there and that are doing well are giving us a lot of happiness, even though they don't lay a lot of eggs. The one with the blue eggs lays a lot of eggs, so that's cool. Yeah, I saw that too, Louise. She has a lot of chickens. With a lot of different colored eggs as well. Yeah, chickens are really so endearing. I never knew how fun they were, but they really are. So today, I saw it. I saw it on Instagram. So today the new chickens actually went out into the garden. They weren't just in the meadow, but in the garden as well. And they were, meeting the other chickens that are there. And it went okay. There was a little bit of fighting, pecking order stuff. But then they... I'm not going to say that they got along, it's too early for that, but they left them alone, so that's a very good sign, you know? After a small bit of fighting, they really got along okay. They were accepting each other's existence in the same space, so that's really cool. They are, and the new ones are already so much fun as well. They're not shy at all. And the tall chicken that was added last March, it's a year now. It's her anniversary at this house. She is sort of jealous and curious. So to see the other chickens better, she goes onto my shoulder. Yeah, they're really cute. They're fun. It is a fun group of chickens. So, yeah. So, yeah, that's the story for now. That's how I got to have this vlog and why these chickens are here. Normally, that's not English. Normally, from the 3 new chickens I got, 2 of them are okay egg layers, and one of them is the same type as the other smaller chickens. So she's not going to lay a lot of eggs, but I just liked her so much. I wasn't supposed to get her. I was supposed to get only those 2, and then I saw the 3rd one, and I just had to get her too. So yeah. I also have a little video about the chicken coops and how that evolved over time. Is it something you're interested in? It's a bit more technical. It's about building the new chicken coop. So if you're up for it, let's go and watch that. This was the setup so far, but by now I knew that I wanted to add more chickens, so I needed more space. We bought a bigger coop and started building it. This is what it looked like when it was ready. This is a nesting box, including a fake egg. And here you see the bedding. And then we put the new coop in the right place and took the smaller coop out. We added new sand and then placed the bowls of food underneath the new coop. This is what it looks like now. We also prepared a place for one of the coops in a meadow. It was very muddy because of all the rain. What we did was we placed the chicken wire, then the pavement blocks, filled it in with fresh sand and placed the chicken coop on top. Now all we have to do is to install the small chicken coop as well, and then everything is back to normal. Okay, I just opened the map app. Well, it's not app, the map showing thing. So let me, okay, no, that doesn't work. Anyway, so here you can see both types of eggs. The blue-green eggs are from the taller chicken. And the tiny egg is from it's from the black and brown tiny chicken. So that's the difference in colors right now. The new chickens are supposed to lay different colors of eggs. The small one will be the same size and color of the one underneath. And the other two will be about the same size as the blue-green eggs. But they should be either white or ivory colored. So that's going to be a surprise when when they start laying. I think the black chicken is almost ready to start laying. I think it won't be long. So yeah, that's going to be the surprise. So I can't wait. Actually, I'm very curious to see what type of eggs they will lay and if they are what they're supposed to be, but I don't really care if I don't know if they're purebred or if they are crossed with other type of chickens. If it's the case, that it's okay with me as well. Ooh, glass or grass? Glass is dangerous. That's never good. But grass, yes, they do eat a lot of grass. That's why they like to be out in the garden. They eat. I give them standard chicken food every day, once in the morning and once later in the day. And the rest of the day they go out and eat grass and bugs and rainworms. So that's how they get their extra protein. But yeah, that's what they eat. Just standard chicken food isn't enough for them. Yeah, and apparently, Marilyn, from what I've read, but I could be wrong, so don't pin me down on this. I don't want to spread anything that's not, But as far as I learned, it's about some kind of enzyme or something. It's a layer of color that goes around the egg that is only deposited shortly before the egg comes out. Oh, really? Oh, so if they are little glass balls, is that to replace grit? I do know they do eat pebbles, tiny pebbles. They do need some pebbles or pebble-like material in their stomachs to be able to grind down their food. But the glass is surprising. I never thought they would eat glass. Yeah. So what I give them for grit is ground up oyster shells. You can get them in bags here, and yeah, that's what they eat. And I know it's time to give them to them when they start to eat anything that's right, because it's a gray whitish color, the ground up oyster shells. So whenever they start picking at anything white that's on the ground, I know they need more oyster shells. Yes, that's true. It's really amazing because they are predators, but they are also prey, and they are super strong and also at the same time very fragile. They're so interesting. Oh, what I didn't make a segment about, but I should have, I'll talk about it another time, is the shedding. They also shed, sometimes once, sometimes twice a year, so they lose all their feathers and all their feathers get replaced. It's really, yeah, it's really ugly when that happens. It's really horrible, and they're also very fragile. When they are shedding, their character changes a little bit. They're a bit more nervous, and yeah, every time it's a surprise. The darkest of the 3 chickens that are sisters, she was much lighter. And the neck feathers of the 2 chickens who are sisters and who look like each other, they changed over time. One got much darker and the other got much lighter. So yeah, let me just egg shell color. I just want to make sure to say it right, but it is yeah, it is interesting. Now I'm just getting very generic nonsense articles, so yeah. Well, anyway, that's what I read. It's a layer that is deposited. Well, that is clang to the eggshell. So right before the egg comes out, and that's what determines the color. So yeah, it's going to be a surprise. So yeah, I'm very happy with the 3 new chickens. As I said, they're really cute and they're really interacting well together. And I'm glad they're already a little group. And the other mini group or clique is the tall one and the small darker chicken. They are besties. It's really funny to see. They're living together, all 5 of them, for a year now, and it goes really well, but they are clearly besties. Sometimes they walk off together, and yes, that's right, Laura, they can, but I'm not giving it to them because I don't want them to start eating their own eggs. Sometimes it happens, and some people also feed them eggs, but I don't want I don't want them to get used to eating eggs and then eating their eggs instead of leaving them for us. So it's a bit selfish, but that's why I give them oyster shell. I did use the shells of eggs for gardening, for the plants, and they do dig them up, so I stopped doing that. So yeah, do you have any questions about chickens, or do you have any other souvenirs? I really like to read about your chicken stories, Louise. You already told me another time that you were used to being around chickens. That it was a fun time for you. So yeah, they're really cute. They follow me around when I'm gardening. They're always there. Now I also know that's to catch rainworms when I'm digging somewhere. So I know it's not just to be around me, but they do follow me around. Also when they know they won't get food, just to be there, and then the tall chicken always goes to sit on my shoulder or on my arm. That's really cute as well. So does anyone have any questions, or would you like to say something else? It's almost spring, you can really tell. The weather here has turned really nice. It's sunny most of the days now, and it feels like t-shirt weather. And it's about 16, 17, 18 degrees Celsius sometimes, so that's really nice after winter. Cherry blossom is already on. It's really... Oh yes, Reese, I can imagine. Well, that's one question I got earlier. Another day, if there's a rooster. I don't have a rooster here, because not just my neighbors, but also other people in the street, they don't want to have the rooster singing early in the morning and waking them up. So yeah, that's very valid. I understand. I would like to have a rooster here and to breed my own chickens. But that's why I don't. A friend of mine who lives further in the street, she had one. She thought it was a chicken, and then it turned out to be a rooster, and people in the street complained, and she had to get rid of it. Fortunately, she knew someone who wanted one and who lived somewhere more on the countryside, so it all ended up okay for the rooster, so that's the good news. But yeah, she couldn't keep it here in the streets. So let me know if you have any other fun stories with chickens or other animals. In the first clip you saw Timon, which was our little dog. He was super cute, and he had a hard time to get used to them. In the beginning, he was always very... Well, he wanted to catch them, actually. So we had to learn him not to do that, and it was okay, he never did. But and then he was a bit jealous of the territory, because he considered that the garden was his garden and not the chicken's garden, so yeah. But it was okay, he never caught them, he never fought with them, so that was okay. But it was always a little bit tense. So yeah, and the third predator anecdote, where it ended up well as well, was very recently. I think it was the beginning of the year. There was a bird of prey who took one of the chickens. Same story, they all started shouting. I ran outside, and the bird could have just flown away with the chicken, but fortunately she didn't. You can still see, no, it was earlier than that. It was before she shed it. And now she has new feathers, but you can still see the spot where the claws of the bird of prey had her. But she's still here, very lucky, and she's doing well. I've heard it, Laura. I'm not sure. I don't know. I do know that they can take up rooster-like behavior, and there are chickens that can also sing like a rooster. Our tall chicken did it in the beginning, and I'm in a group on Facebook with people with other types of chickens, and she had she had one litter of, oh, how do you say? Well, chicken babies, kuikens, the poussins, and they were all roosters except for one. So when they started making their rooster noises, the chicken did too, because that's what she was surrounded with. So yeah, but I'm not sure if they can really turn physically into a rooster, but I do know they can behave like roosters if they feel that the flock needs a leader, and they can have rooster-like behavior. Oh, that's beautiful, Luis. That would be my dream, but here it's too dangerous. Too many animals who want to eat them. So that's not possible here. But that would be, yeah, that would be ideal. Such a beautiful sight to have the chickens just being in the trees. So yeah, that's about all my stories. Now, of course, I do have a lot of other stories, and I can talk for hours about my chickens because I love them so much and they're really fun. But yeah. Like I said, I was really surprised when I assembled the first segment that they were so tiny. I didn't remember them to be so tiny. The other ones I got later were a bit bigger, except for the two. Oh, really? No foxes in Buenos Aires. Were they? Yeah. No, here there are a lot. But like I said, it's because we are next to the forest, so they have a lot of easy prey. And there is a lot of pheasant hunting here, so there are pheasants being released into the wild all the time. So yeah, they are easy prey for foxes as well. We have deer as well, and there are wild boars. So yeah, that's the kind of wildlife we have here. Well, that's as far as I know. Perhaps it is possible, but I've never heard of that really happening. Yeah. Yeah, they do. And the more space they get, the more space they use. But they do have their favorite spots. They're very often in 3 different spots. There's the laurel tree next to the house that you may have seen in some of the live streams. And then there is another plant that they are underneath. It's a plant that stays green and that hides them very well. And it's really big. It's Roombas. Let me just get the English word for the plant. And they really like to be underneath. It's rather big. It's a broom plant, and so they created their sand pads underneath. That's really cute. They can spend hours underneath that plant, and then sometimes you'll see them walking around. They'll eat some grass or some insects, and then they go back and they take a nap and a sand bath, and it's like going to the beach for them. And then the third spot is it's underneath some trees. It's next to where our neighbors have their chickens. And it's funny because you can hear them talk together. But it's hard to know if they like each other or not. But they clearly do have communication going on. And yeah, it's a very sandy spot. So they love to go there for their sand baths. But they don't spend as much time underneath those trees as they do underneath the broom plant. So yeah, that's about it. That's how we got the chickens. That is how they are installed, and that's where we are at now. Any questions or anecdotes? No more questions, no more anecdotes, and I think I'm going to close out the stream very soon. I'm really happy you were all here and to talk about the chickens. And well, sometimes I have a spontaneous live stream if the weather is nice and if the chickens are somewhere where they won't walk around too much, so the camera can catch them all. And so if you like to see the chickens, Marilyn knows. She's there sometimes. So if you like to see them walking around and living their life, then check out some of the live streams. Thank you all so much for being here. I'm glad to have spent some time with you. It was nice to see you, Marilyn and Louise and Laura. Thank you for being there. See you all the next time. Take care. Bye-bye.